Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video, and today I wanted to talk about Biomutant and should you play it? Alright, so Biomutant is a great video game. I love the way it lets the player choose their path and the way that they want to play, but it has a lot of flaws too. Today I want to talk about what I really liked and what I really disliked. Biomutant first starts you off as you pick your character's class and your stats. I actually enjoyed using Biomutant's character creator as it changes the way your mutant looks depending on what stats you choose. For example, if I wanted strength and health, I would be super big and bulky. I also really like the variety of class options that you had to choose from. You had classes such as Deadeye, Commando, Psyfreak, Saboteur, and Sentinel. I chose Saboteur as I really liked the stat advantages it provided. After creating my character and finishing the tutorials, we were introduced to friends that we have met in the past, and the game will give us multiple tutorials. These tutorials, you will learn of the Tree of Life and how it's being poisoned by a plague, and it is your duty to go and save the tree from 4 deadly world eaters that threaten the fate of the world. You will also learn of your past and where you came from, alongside meeting your rival, Lupa Lupin. This is where the game also introduces its morality system called Aura. You will have a light side and a dark side. Once you've chosen what path you want to follow, the game introduces skills that you can unlock called side points. You can also unlock side points by visiting shrines all over the map. This is where you unlock your psi abilities, depending on how much light and dark aura you have. I spent most of my playthrough on the light side. I found these abilities to be really fun to use and had me wishing I could have chosen the Psyfreak class, but when I learned of the game's crafting system, the crafting system in this game is where I spent most of my time. I really loved this crafting system. I spent hours scavenging for parts all around the world, and that's another thing this game is great at doing, is having a big, beautiful open world for you to explore. The game will also have really beautiful, unique biomes to explore. While exploring the beautiful world, you will also come across a wide variety of points of interest like abandoned houses, cities, towns, sewers, bunkers, and much more. When you stumble upon these points of interest, you will be able to scavenge supplies, armor, and parts for your character. With the weapons and armor, you can dismantle them into scrap. Scrap is also laid out in the world in scrap piles. You can also use this scrap with the parts you've gathered to craft weapons. I crafted so much stuff in this game, like a katana, a knife that spreads fire damage, a hammer that's made out of a globe that deals biohazard damage, a machete, multiple guns like pistols, a shotgun, a sniper, and my favorite part is they all look different and unique because of the parts you gathered. I also like the status effects that you can have. Biomutant has 4 elements and hazards in the game, such as fire, ice, biohazard, and radiation. These effects are all throughout the world too, in different biomes, and you can even build resistances to them if you unlock or scavenge enough biopoints. Biopoints can be acquired from leveling up or searching around the world for these biohazard containers. I found myself looking everywhere for these biohazard containers. You can also spend your biopoints on biogenetics, which give your mutant abilities to spit toxic slush or unleash irradiation particles on your foes. After talking about all these things you can do, I just want to sum up the fact that I love how the game encourages exploration. I love it rewards the player for exploring this world, and I also love how it gives the player so many choices to play their way. If you want to be a gunslinger, go for it. Craft 2 pistols and unlock the dual wield skill. Or if you want to be a big bulky brute dealing a ton of damage, or if you want to be a powerful wizard, just use psi powers and biogenetics, you can do that too. I found myself doing a bit of everything in my playthrough. The combat of this game is fun, and I never found myself getting bored. The combat also has a parrying system that allows you to parry enemies' attacks. After hitting a perfect parry, with some foes, your mutant can perform a really cool combo attack. I also really like the movement and dodging in this game. When you dodge against big brutes attacking your character, you will slide under them in slow motion, or you can jump up and do a slam attack. I never felt like this game got old, and I enjoyed this a lot. With the combat comes skills. You can level up and improve your combat abilities. The game has points called upgrade points, where after leveling up, you can choose between unlocking new combat abilities with Wong Fu, or unlock perks that add to your stats like loot chance or health regen. Remember when I said I love the way the game encourages exploration? Well, you don't have to explore alone, as you have an automaton with you, and over the course of the game, you will be able to upgrade your automaton. And he provides great functions, such as an air glider, health injector, a turret, and a boost that increases your damage. Also, exploring this world never feels like a chore, because the game gives you a selection of awesome looking mounts to tame and unlock over the course of the game. I really like this. Some mounts you acquire will help you reach zones you can't access and will help you defeat the World Eaters. For example, the first World Eater is in a toxic wasteland known as the Dead Zone. You need to acquire parts to finish the mech suit so you can traverse the toxic land. Once exploring the toxic land, you'll be sent out to capture lures to distract the World Eater. This is repeated all throughout the story quests, and I had a fun time with most of the boss fights. I've talked about what I liked about Biomutant, now let's talk about what I disliked. Alright, let's talk about the story. Now don't get me wrong, I like Biomutant's story, but it's easily the weakest part of the game. You go on in Biomutant's story, meeting the characters of your past, helping them to defeat the World Eaters. I like this, however, I didn't like that I couldn't connect with these characters at all, as it felt like they lacked a personality, and they had no voice because you will be accompanied by a narrator with you throughout the game. I don't mind having the narrator around, I actually really like his voice. It's just, with the narrator always speaking for every character, it makes those characters feel disconnected. And another thing, anytime you talk to somebody, they'll always mention how they're not sure of what your intentions are going to be, and they always try to mention the aura system.
Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo understands you still have strong feelings, but urges you to keep them under control. You've witnessed firsthand what it'll lead to.
Yes, that's the way. No arguing with that.
Sometimes your gut is flat out wrong.
Don't ever doubt yourself. You are number one.
Even the dark knows you're better than this.
I feel these characters lacked a ton of personality. I just feel like they are tools used to move me on to my next objective. Later in the game, you'll discover that you can take up to 4 survivors with you on a ship called the Ark. Who you choose will affect your aura. Like if I say yes to someone, I get good aura, but if I say no, I get dark aura. The game will also force you to choose these characters, because if you don't, you can't beat the game. I found myself not caring at all, and I just chose at random. I also started skipping dialogue because the main story quests are predictable and repetitive. The game always had me gathering for parts so I could complete a machine, or I had to gather creatures to use as bait for the World Eater. This got really boring and repetitive. If you didn't have side quest or the tribe war, honestly, this game would have been a lot worse. And don't get me started on how this game tries to have a deep narrative, but side quests feel pointless and don't feel like they tie into anything important. They feel really irrelevant. There are these quests, however, that you can upgrade your tools that you've acquired along the way, and I do like this a lot. Another thing was, when I was on my quest to conquer the tribe war, I found myself traveling to the same tribe outpost every time. The objectives were different, but exploring the outpost felt copy and pasted. The last thing I want to talk about is I like upgrading my automaton, but Mirage is such a stupid character. Mirage will only appear at random, and if you die or are distracted with an enemy, Mirage will disappear, and I lose my chance to have a valuable upgrade to my automaton. Overall, I like Biomutant. I think exploring the beautiful open world and discovering what it has to offer is such a great time. On top of the excellent crafting system and fun combat, I had a good time playing this game. I definitely recommend picking this one up on sale. I do hope we receive another game from this studio, because I see a lot of potential here. Anyways guys, that's it for me today. Are you going to pick up Biomutant on sale? What are your guys' thoughts of the game? Have you played it before? And if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more gaming commentaries like this one. I am going to be playing through Tunic next, and that will be my next Should You Play video. And yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying all the other content I have been posting. Let me know down in the comments below if you're a regular viewer and you enjoy the content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.